Even when I've left, I do right by you. I'll be your everything, your blue sky. I go to war, I'll fight. Damn right. Even when I've left, I do right by you. I'll be your everything.
We are live. Welcome to the Professional Stepdad Show. I am your host, Franco Zavala. Thank you very much for joining me. This is episode 74. Jumping right into it. Today's episode is going to be titled, You're a Stranger. Don't take it personal. Before I go any further into this episode, if you have not, please like, subscribe, share to the show, to the podcast on SoundCloud, on iTunes, on Spotify. Follow us, follow the journey on Instagram and on TikTok. I am so incredibly grateful for the stepdads and for the stepmoms, stepparents who have reached out to ask me questions. I have an awesome episode coming soon where I'm going to actually be answering some questions via video that were sent to me. And I'm excited to just kind of put it out there. I have actually not fully seen these videos that have been sent to me because I want the answers to be authentic and I want them to be driven from the heart. So like I said earlier, today's episode, 74. You are a stranger. Don't take it personal. When I first came into my family, my oldest daughter, Brenly, who is hands down my biggest obstacle, but also my biggest accomplishment within our family when it comes to the children. And she was an obstacle because, you know, she was closest to her father. She was the bigger sister, so she was the defender. She wanted to make sure that whomever came in to their life was going to be somebody that she could trust. And mind you, she didn't trust anybody because why should she? And one of the first things she ever told me when I came over to the house just to help out with the kids was we're sitting there and I would just finish feeding them food. And she looks at me and she goes, "When are you leaving?" And I'm like, "What? What did you say, Brenly?" She goes, "When are you leaving? Why are you here?" And I remember taking that so personally. And what I mean by that is at that moment, I didn't really know that I was going to be staying in the family as stepdad. I mean, mind you, years later, I found out that I fell in love with my wife almost immediately when I saw her, instantaneously. But some of the things that I've done as a stepdad, especially in the first few years, when I'm trying my hardest, when I'm doing my best, when I'm putting in all my effort, and I don't get the attaboys, I don't get the thank yous, I don't get the appreciation, whether that's from my wife or from the kids or from the family members, I took it real personal. Because in my head, I'm like, what the hell? Like, why don't you guys understand? Why can't you see what I'm doing here? Why can't you appreciate what I'm doing here? Do you know how many men would just run from this situation? I mean, these are conversations that I'm having with myself in my head. And then, of course, as you progress forward within the family, and then you connect the dots backwards, you can see exactly why that they had their guard up, exactly why they had their defenses up, exactly why they considered me a stranger, because guess what? I was. Mind you, I've known my wife almost my whole life, but it didn't matter. I was still a stranger in that moment in their life. And I wish I would have known then what I know now, which is I am a stranger. Don't take it personal. I'm a stranger. I haven't built the trust. I haven't built the love. I haven't built the dependability of a man and as a leader and as a father and as a husband within the family yet. I hadn't done any of that. And for some stepdads, that those titles or that acceptance comes early, and some don't come at all. Some come really late in the process. And I do know that I wish I wouldn't have took it so personal, because then I would have been able to get past my own feelings and get past my own insecurities. And I would have been able to see things for what it was. I would have been able to work harder. I would have listened more. I would have studied longer. I would have asked more questions. But I couldn't take it personal. I mean, I was a stranger. I was a stranger to these kids. I was a stranger, even though, like I said, I've known my wife forever. I've known my wife's parents forever. I was still a stranger. I was a stranger in that moment in time in their life. And I had to earn my spot. I had to earn my why. I had to earn my reason to be there. So stepdads, I'm telling you this because, like I say, when I say this to most men, most stepdads that are in my position, you're a stranger, don't take it personal. They take it personal. The first thing we want to do is we want to defend ourselves. We want to defend the journey. We want to defend the the fact that you're here and most men wouldn't be. You want to defend the fact like they should be grateful I'm here. Of course, and they will be. They will learn to trust you, stepdad. They will learn to believe in you and to depend on you. But at the end of the day, until you've earned it, you're a stranger. You're a stranger that has a job, and your job is to get to know yourself, build an amazing team with your wife or your partner, and then learn how to communicate properly with the kids while blocking out outside distractions so you don't get overwhelmed with stupidity. Because as you all know, the outside distractions, whether it be a poisonous bio-parent, poisonous family member, poisonous friends, poisonous environment, you know as well as I do that the moment you let that negativity within your circle of influence, which is you, your partner, and your kids, you lose. You lose, they win, game over. They did exactly what they set out to do, which is they are going to push you to a limit till you leave. And when we hold on to that, what do you mean I'm a stranger? You know how long I've been here? I've been here for 2-3 years now. Like I've been to birthday parties and you know, Franco, some of these kids, Franco, my son still doesn't respect me. Well, Bill, we'll just call him Bill in this scenario, he doesn't respect you or trust you because you haven't done the proper work. I know that there are a lot of people that confuse being busy with being productive, and that is a problem. I know that it's possible that you work all the time, stepdad, and when you come home, you just want peace and quiet, or you want appreciation. But that's just not how children are wired, right? That's not how your new scenario, your life is not wired like that. Hell, there are bio parents that go through this the exact same thing with where children who are not grateful and appreciative of the things that they have and the work and the time, energy, and effort that their parents put in. They don't appreciate shit. That all stems from communication. That all stems from not spending quality time or understanding each other's love languages. And you need to know, stepdads, that this whole like you're a stranger, don't take it personal. It's not just directed only at stepdads. It's directed at anybody that comes into a scenario. Think about it. We tell our kids don't jump in a car with strangers. Don't talk to strangers, right? And a stranger is an individual that you do not know that takes time and trust before you can be like, man, I consider that person a friend. And then from that, it goes from, I consider that person a friend to, well, I really believe in this person. I admire them, etc., so on and so forth. But there are levels that you must go through in order to reach that pinnacle of your stepdad journey, period. So you are a stranger. Don't take it personal. Don't. It's not about you. It's about them. It's about what they're going through. It's not about you. Don't take it personal. You are a stranger until you're not. Put in the work. Do the time that I tell you to do when it comes to like understanding why you react certain ways and why you talk talk to you, whether you be your spouse or your kids a certain way. You have to get to know yourself, stepdad. You just have to. It's important. It's hotter than hell in this office. So I'm telling you this when I say things like you're a stranger. It's not personal. I'm telling you this because I need you to hear it out loud from a stepdad who went through a time where everybody, including the outside family members, the they people, they all stared at me and watched over me, and I walked on eggshells, and I fought a lot of negativity because I was a stranger. And you know, the messed up thing is that not only was I a stranger, but then now I had to deal with the perception that they had of step parents, and I was a stranger, and I'm a stepdad stepping into a family with 4 girls. I'm telling you right now that the negative narrative around just that, what I just described to you, was so deep embedded in the roots of the ignorance of the family members because of their past, that I had every right, like probably, I was justified to walk away because they were pushing me hard. I was justified to second guess where I was at because they were pushing me hard. I mean, the trust that I had to earn was like, it felt like I had to earn the trust, and then I lost it, and then I earned it again, and then I had to earn it more. And then I had to earn like different levels of trust. And then finally I was depended on. And then finally I was looked at as the leader of the home. I mean, there was so many different steps. And it all started from the fact that I was a stranger and I couldn't take it personal. And I did. For a few years I took it personal. I mean, I fought, argued, screamed, kicked, complained to everybody that would listen. Until, fast forward, like I say, 10 plus years, and I can look back at it now going, holy shit, what was I doing? And I was a stranger. They had every right to do what they did. And I should have just listened to what they had to say, understood that it wasn't about me and I shouldn't take it personal, and just continued to move forward to stay focused on my why. So, stepdads, I tell you this with a full heart, with a clear mind, that you are a stranger. It's not personal. It's going to take time. But if you continue moving forward through your journey with patience and persistence, you will reach a point where you look back at the time where you took it personal and you'll go, man, what was I thinking? And until that day comes, just work on you. Work on your teamwork. Work on the communication with the kids, and you will make it. But you have to have patience. And it's important you remember this, stepdads. You have to move past your own insecurities as a man. You have to move past your own insecurities as a leader, as a father, as a stepfather, as a husband, as a friend. You have insecurities that you're holding on to that you think define you, and they don't. They define the person that you were before you stepped in. Your intuition brought you there. Your perseverance and the ability to not only take on a challenge, but to open your heart up led you to move forward with this journey. So continue. Don't give up now. Don't take shit personal now. It's not worth it's a waste of your time, because you'll look back and you'll kick yourself in the ass. Trust me. I know plenty of stepdads that left because bio dad got to them too much, or maybe bio dad wasn't there and the parents or the family members got to them too much and they left. They're like, I can't take this shit anymore. I mean, I gave it 2 years. I gave it a fighting chance. And then people will argue with me. It was a fighting chance. The stepdad gave him two, or the man that was going to be the stepdad gave 2 years, and they still wouldn't accept him. And my answer to that would be, well, then you didn't want to be there. That's the bottom line. You didn't want to be there, because if you were going to be there, you would go through anything. You would go through hell and high water, through the darkest forest and the deepest roots of negativity to call yourself not only a proud stepdad, but a stepdad that walked through the shit and came out the other end stronger. And until that time comes, stepdad, don't take it personal. You're a stranger. It's not personal. It's not about you. I hope you understand that. Because I believe that if you're watching this show, that if you're seeking out information to be a better man, father, husband, friend, an individual who's starting this journey or who's about to start this journey, and you're seeking out information, it says a lot about you, because there are plenty of men who are too afraid to ask for help because of the way they were raised, or because it's not manly, or because fill in the blank when it comes to the stupidity that comes with that formation of what defines a man, right? You're seeking out help. That's good shit. You're wanting to be better. That's fucking awesome. Continue to move forward and understand that. Get ready for shit. Get ready for hell. Get ready for pain and anguish and people not respecting you. But that doesn't matter. What's your why? Why are you there? You're a stranger right now. It's not personal. All right, guys, this is episode 74. Thank you very much for joining me again. If you have not, please like, subscribe, share to the show. Road to 100. Excited to get there before the end of the year. going live on a few other platforms soon that I will be posting on our social media. But again, I am so happy and grateful for each and every one of you that have come to the show. Thank you very much for just sharing, even if it's just with one person. That's my objective, to positively influence stepdads on a global scale. Talk to you soon.
Damn right. Even when I've left, I do right by you. I'll be your everything.
Quiet on the set, please. Thank you, everybody.